Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Going by the program of agenda, may I on this note call upon Imam Baba Mole Murtada Shuhair to please lead us in the opening prayer. Imam Baba Mole Murtada, sir, kindly lead us in the opening prayer.
صلوا على النبي الكريم
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. We ask Almighty Allah to be with us throughout this program, and may Almighty Allah be with our guest speaker today. May Almighty Allah let us understand all what is going to discuss with us, and may Almighty Allah reward all of us abundantly here and in thereafter. Al-Fatiha. الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. صلوا على النبي الكريم.
We thank our Imam for that short opening prayer. Then the next item is the opening remark. May I on this note call upon Imam Adekunle Omotayo Sa'id for the opening remark in the absence of the chief missioner. Imam Adekunle Omotayo Sa'id, sir, please lead us in the opening remark, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for He has given us again today to be on this webinar. We give Him all glory and adoration. The webinar is a weekly webinar, and today again we have brought someone who will be discussing a topic that is very, very important for us as Muslims. On behalf of the Chief Missioner of NASFAT, I want to welcome everyone here, and those that will still be joining us. I want to welcome them to the webinar. This is a NASFAT initiative, NASFAT missionary initiative that is intended to bring people together, to listen to topical issues, to bring people of high caliber professors to talk to the topics that we have, so that it will enhance our knowledge about Islam. Today,
This meeting is being recorded.
part of the one infertility. Once again, on behalf of the Chief Missioner of NASFAT, on behalf of the entire missionary, on behalf of the National Executive Council, the Board of Trustees, the National Council of Elders, I want to welcome everyone to today's webinar. May Almighty Allah make the knowledge impactful and bless it for us in this world and the world to come. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now we thank you for that short opening remark. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His infinite mercy continue to be with you and nourish your knowledge. Without missing what the next item is, the citation of today's guest lecturer, Professor Abdul Latif Olarunsho Oladimedi, the Dean Faculty of Humanities and Social Science from Al-Hikmah University. Professor Abdul Latif Fọlọ́nṣọ́ Oladimeji was born on the 9th of April 1963 in Lagos to the family of late Chief Imam Alhaji Hussaini Oladimeji and Alhaja Munirat Oladimeji. He hails from Doyin compound of Okwode in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State. The first son of his parents, Professor Oladimeji, is the third of the 13 children of his late father. Educational background: after post-secondary education, late Latif Oladimeji proceeded to Lagos Secondary Commercial Academy, Laska, Obakoro. He was the first student to register for IRK in the school and made A in 1981 West African School Certificate. Later, he went to the University of Lloyd in 1983, where he obtained his Bachelor of Arts degree, on to the second class honor of upper division in Islamic studies. Again, he was the best student in Islamic studies during the 1987 convocation and was third during the Islamic Publication Jury Award for the year. For this feat, Professor Abdul Latif was retained in the Department of Religion, Faculty of Arts for the mandatory National Youth Studies NYSC program in the year 1987 to 1988 service year. He also won the Lawrence Postgraduate Scholarship Award, which enabled him to pursue and successfully completed his Masters of Arts degree in Islamic Studies, 1989. Furthermore, Professor Abdul Latif Oladimeji enrolled and successfully completed another master's degree in public administration in the year 1995 for his organization and leadership qualities. He was the elected pioneer director general of the Association of Mass and Students for the year 1994-95 academic year. In addition, he enrolled and successfully completed his postgraduate diploma in education (PGDA) in the year 2000, and to cap it off, he bagged his Doctor of Philosophy degree in Islam. He went through the ranks to become a professor of Islamic studies in the year 2018, thus becoming one of the homegrown professors of Al-Hikmah University. Professor Abdul Latif Oladimeji began his teaching career at Christian Nursery and Primary School, Victoria Island, in 1991 as a junior staff in Arabic and Islamic studies. After his university education, he worked briefly with the People's Bank of Nigeria as files officer before joining the studies of the Kwara of Education as assistant lecturer in 1992. He rose through the ranks to the position of principal lecturer and head of the Department of Islamic Studies and was there up to the year 2006 when he voluntarily withdrew his service from the college to join the newly established Al-Hikmah University in inception. Today, Professor Abdul Latif Oladimeji has got 8 academic publications from journals, 14 numbers, local, national, and international. As well as in numbers chapters, we also have numbers instructional materials used by undergraduate students of the National Open University of Nigeria now on Quran and Hadith, as well as study materials for diploma students of the Chartered Institute of International Management. For international recognition, some of Professor Oladimeji's publication is cited in 2009 of the African Association for the Study of Religion, based in Botswana. Oladimeji belongs to the following academic and professional bodies, both within and outside Nigeria: Fellow, Chartered Institute of Personal Management of Nigeria. To summarize it, member Nigeria University Scholar of Religion, extracurricular activities. Professor Oladmeji has many post degree credits at Al-Hikmah University as a pioneer inaugural lecturer of the university title, the roving preacher of the message. The constructing dawah across border was delivered on Friday, 17th of January 2022. Pioneer acting head of Department Islamic Studies from the year 2006 to the year 2009. Pioneer editor at Hikmah Journal for Humanity from the year 2008 to the year 2012. Pioneer registrar secretary to the government council from the year 2011 to the year 2012. Pioneer director of information to the year 2010. Acting director academic and UNCAP. Center for Part-Time and Professional Studies, year 2015-2016. Secretary to the Board of Trustees at Hikmah University, 2018 to date. Chairman, Ceremonial Committee, 2018 to the year 2020. Chancellor, BD2, 2018 to the year 2020. Currently, Dean, Faculty of Humanity and Social Sciences, 2020 to date. Professor Oladmeji served to 10 as Executive Secretary of the Kwara State Modern Frame Worker Board, first in the year 1998 to the 1998, and secondly in the year 2002-2003. Professor Oladmeji likes writing, reading, and table telling. As a doctor, may I on this note present to you today's guest lecturer in person of Professor Abdulatif Oladmeji, Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences of the Hikmah University, Ilorin, Kwara State. Dear listener, happy listening. Thank you. Professor, sir, you have the floor.
Sorry, I think it's this. Please call on Imam Ramali to start the presentation.
Okay, Baba Mole, okay, sir. Okay, in the absence of Professor Oladmeji, please now this will call on about the standing for Prof. The standing for Professor Abdulatif Oladmeji.
Can we hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Only that I don't know what is happening with the video something. So I will الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وسلم. We give glory to Almighty Allah. We thank Him. We honor Him. We glorify Him. May Almighty Allah continue to be kind and gentle with each and every one of us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm standing for our Prof. So I may not know what he's having in store for us, but as we are saying that maybe we are having a little issue about network with him, that's why I say let me clear some things down. The topic is Islam and sexuality, which our Prof, inshallah, we pray that the network be so kind with him so that he can join us back. He's going to be discussing with us. But from my own student angle, the meaning of sexuality, let's start from there. As far as Islam is concerned, it's all about having knowledge or awareness or orientation about sexual activities or potency. That is the little meaning that I can give from maybe the conventional perspective. this is for us to know that in Islam, there are two things in common, of which we need to know before we even understand what sexuality is, as far as Islam is concerned. That's what we call fiqh al-jinsi, and that's what we call fiqh al-nikah. Fiqh al-jinsi means sexual education or sexual orientation, while fiqh al-nikah means marital education or marital orientation. So these two concepts are very crucial in Islam, of which every Muslim supposed to understand. But the one that we are most concerned about or with this evening is the first one, which is on fiqh al-jinsi, that is on sexual education or sex orientation, or what we call sexuality in general. So in Islam, all sexual activities are confined to marital relationship. Because in Islam, we are not doing things dogmatically. We are doing things based on what Al-Quran, that is Kitab, was Sunnah, that is the injunctions of Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is Sunnah, the Hadith told us. So we are not just working things out of our own whims and caprices. So in Islam, all sexual activities, as we said, are confined based on what? Marital relationship. Which means in Islam, before marriage, Islam forbade anything that is called sexual activities. And all intimacy are reserved till marriage as far as Islam is concerned, unlike what is going on nowadays. For the purpose of either what we call legitimate reproduction or to quench one's sexual or desire. So this is a little definition about Islam and sexuality, or the Islamic perspective on sexuality. That is, everything must be retained until after marriage, as far as Islam is concerned, unlike what is going on here and there nowadays. However, Islam totally kicked against what we call celibacy. Some call it celibacy. And what the meaning of this celibacy is for one to say, no, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have anything to do with marriage. Islam negates that. So this knowledge or this concept of Islam and sexuality, it's a great concept as far as Islam is concerned. We are coming to the Quranic perspective, and we are coming to all the ahadith that are in line with what we are discussing. But we want all of us to know that this knowledge of sexuality, it is so ambiguous in Islam. Islam never toy with it. Islam never joke with it. Islam took it as a serious matter, because it is all about understanding one's sexual emotion. And that's why Islam scholars used to tell us that it is better that every child, male and female, every child is supposed to be educated right from when even before they become adults, right from their infancy. Let them be knowing what is what as far as sex is concerned. They should be knowing who to deal with, who to relate with, who to mingle with, and who not to do all those things with. Because Islam take it serious, which must not be damaged or be exploited by any other party, either male or female, but must be fulfilled. This sexuality must be something that must be fulfilled by every one of us, because it is Allah's mandatory activities. Allah mandated it. Even after marriage, one should not say that, okay, I want to damage it, because Allah never Allah never take it lightly. Allah is so serious about it. So, and to justify this thing, that's why Islam is saying it, just to justify it with what we call nowadays free sex. Because Islam is in all those things that we call free sex. Before moving to the Quran, we should all understand what we call, because there is something that is so key in Islam. All these things that I'm saying, I didn't prepare for it, but I'm just saying it so that everybody will know that it is unfortunate that our content is here, but it should be in line with what I think it is. In Islam, there are some things that are so key are so key to the nobody will be going with what we call sexual education today. Number one, there is what we call modesty. And this modesty should be in what? In our dressing. Modesty in our dressing. That's right. So people say the way you dress, you are going to be addressed. So, because every bad thing starts from the way one dress. Either you are a male or a female, most especially the females. Modesty in covering our chastity, of which we are lacking nowadays. What we mean by chastity is your what? Your blessing, your privacy. What Allah endowed you with, most especially our ladies or women. Modesty in teaching sex education, even in teaching it. That's why I said that this concept that we are to discuss about is something that is so ambiguous, so crucial. Even if you are to discuss it, we are not in an arena that we don't have what we call shame. In Islam, even if you want to discuss something like this, you have to apply what we call modesty. You have to be shy a little bit. So all these things is not something that we will all be opening our mouth and be discussing in totality. Before we move on, let us understand what Islam discourages, so that we all understand when we get to the Quranic injunctions, we will all understand what Allah is trying to say. In Islam, there are a lot of things that Allah doesn't want us to work to do. Or let me say, before going to that Quranic injunction, now before coming to this, what Islam discourages, let us understand from the Quranic perspective first. There are like 3 ayah that I quickly jot now, of which inshallah we will use it in discussing about these concepts. Let's take it from Surah Rum. That is Quran 30, verse 21. Allah is saying, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, is the higher or the verse that every one of us we are well conversant with. It's not today we have been hearing it, but only that most of us we are not crucially following the meaning. Allah is saying in that ayah that women ayati, and among his signs, and from among his signs, the signs of Allah, and khalaqa lakum min anfusikum azwajan litaskunu ilayha, is that he created for you mankind your mates, your spouse, your wives, litaskunu ilayha, so that you can find rest in them, so that you can repose in them. Which means women are means of security for we the men, because you will find what we call rest in them. So that is number one thing. Allah is saying, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and he placed in between two of you what we call mutual love and tranquility. Because these two are the foundation of everything that we call love, as far as Islam is concerned. Don't forget, we are discussing sexuality, and we are taking it from the beginning so that every one of us will know what Allah is trying to say. This ayah also negates having it before marriage. That's why it's saying, litaskunu ilayha, so that everybody will find rest. You will find repose in them. You can only achieve that if you follow it or you do it legitimately. If you do it legally, unlike what is happening here and there today. Allah is saying, Inna fi zalika, you see, in getting married, don't forget my definition. I said, you can only have these sexual activities is confined to marital relationship in Islam. We should all forget about what is happening in our society today. It is confined with marital relationship as far as Islam is concerned. Even all intimacy, right from either touching, hugging, kissing, and whatsoever, that are the prerequisites of sexual activities. In Islam, everything is what is defined till after marriage. Unlike what is happening or prevailing in our society, as I keep on emphasizing on. And like I saying, Inna fi zalika, in that sort of room, he ended by saying, Inna fi zalika, you see, in all this, in sexual affair, in sexual relationship, in sexuality, لَفِي إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ. It's a great sign. It's a sign. لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. For those that can ponder over it and know that, yes, it's a sign. So this is for us to know that Allah never joked with sexuality. Allah never joked with sexual education. Allah never joked with sexual relationship. Allah never joked with sexual activities the way we're having it and enjoying it today. That is number one ayah that is buttressing our stand more concerning Islam and sexuality. The second ayah is also what we used to listen to here and there from our scholars. That is the one that is contained in Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran 2, verse 187. Though it started from the issue of Ramadan, but there is something that I want to remove from that ayah. That is the ayah that Allah is saying, "Uhilla lakum laylat as-siyam." I have made it lawful for you, O Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O mankind, ar-rafasu ila nisaikum. That is to enjoy your wives. You can see, even sexual activities, as far as Islam is concerned, is an enjoyment. It's a lawful enjoyment, and it can be only lawful if we do it legally. If we follow the legal ways, by number one, getting yourself married. It's haram if anyone commits it out of wedlock. That is what we are all saying all this while. He says in that ayah, I made it lawful for you. Rafasu. Rafasu here is an Arabic word, but it means sexual enjoyment. It means sexual relationship. It means sexual activities. To only your legally married wives. Even if you are fasting, but on that night of fasting, we made it legal. We made it lawful for you. Why? That is the area that I want all of us to draw a bottom line. Libasun lakum. These your wives are what? Your garments, your cover, your clothes, something that you can find repose on or from. Libasun lakum. They are meant for you to cover up when you might have maybe tired from wherever you might have gone for walk in the morning. When you come back in the evening, they are your cover. They are your garments. They are your pleasure. Derive your pleasure from them, from having what we call sexual activities with them. So far, they are what? You are legally married with them. Wa antum libasun lahunna. And in vice versa, you are also their garments. You are also their cover. Alimallahu annakum kuntum taktanuna anfusakum. Because Allah says, I know that you are all deceiving yourself. You can't hold your body. Before Ramadan, you can't hold your body. Is it in Ramadan that you will now be holding your body? I know. Don't deceive me. You are all deceiving yourselves. I know that you can't hold your body. But for that reason, Fataba alaykum, I've forgiven you. Wa'afa ankum, and I've wiped it away from you. Even if it's before that it's unlawful for you to have anything during Ramadan, either the day or the night. But now, bashiruhunna, have sexual activity with them. Have it with them. Waqtabu ma kataballahu lakum, and seek from what Allah has ordained for you in them. See for what Allah have ordained for you in them. What are those ones? The children. Which means it is only through legal marriage that we will have what we call legal children, legitimate children. Any child given birth to out of wedlock, as far as Islam is concerned, is, all of us knows. Don't let me use my mouth to say everything. We've discussed something about all those awlad zina the other time on this same webinar. So any child that is given birth to out of wedlock, all of us knows the position. Even if the child, as we discussed that time, never have any sin. But walad zina will always be walad zina, a child giving birth to out of wedlock. So for Islam to for Islam to forbid this, which means Allah never take it lightly, the way we are all taking it lightly today. And this is in our society. It's in everywhere, not only in Islam, not only among the Muslims, not only among the non-Muslims. في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس, to the end of the ayah. So the hope today because of the lack of letting them knowing what Islam says about sexuality. They don't know their stand. And this is the true Quran, although I have one again. But when we were reciting the second one, it discouraged us from some activities, of which, inshallah, which those ones are against sex before marriage. So I now highlight some things that why Allah is before marriage. When we check Quran 24, Surah An-Nur, all those things that Allah, let me quickly open the Quran here. All those things Allah never wants for anyone to be doing before marriage. Allah mentioned them in that ayah, Quran 24, verse 33. وليستعففن الذين لا يجدون حتى يغنيهم الله من فضله. This is for us to know that everything is not about money in Islam. Those that will be thinking that the reason why they are all committing this sinful act is because they don't have money to wed or to marry. You can marry the person that your right hand can possess, the person that will never even be asking you of shawarma or any other thing. Because if you are not being careful, it will make you to be committing sin. Let's read that where I am. I can't see. This is a small Quran. I can't see very well. So that ayah, Quran 24, verse 33, negates all these bad activities. And among what Allah doesn't want is for us to be committing adultery and zina. That is why this sexual education in our lives. If you understand it, you know that you can only have it legally when you are legally married. Anything after or before, that to as far as Islam is concerned, that is why Allah in this ayah discouraged adultery. And that one, check Quran 17, verse 32 again for more understanding. Where Allah is kind of sabila. Don't even approach what we call zina. Zina means go by, and it's something that can easily destroy your entire life. Wasa sabila. So easily destroy your entire life. Don't go about it. So that is number one thing that Allah discouraged from the verse that we quoted. Number two thing from the verse that we quoted is what we call extramarital sex. That is for those that maybe after having their own legally married wife, they will now be having another extra sexual affairs with some concubines outside there. It is against the teaching of Islam. And this is part of the lessons that we are all in what Islam and sexuality. That we should all know that Islam negates it. Islam never wants it. It is haram. It is haram for us to be doing that. And another thing that people are doing, thing that we call marriage. having time to settle down. Either you are a male or you are a female. Anybody that is masturbating, anybody that is masturbating, masturbation is haram in Islam. Makruh, some say makruh, some say haram, as far as Islam is concerned. And you can see today, even are doing it, just to them, they are deriving what? Sexual pleasure. And it's haram. That are doing that to what? To those that are having intercourse with nothing but the jinns. Alijanu. He says
This meeting is being recorded.
says having sexual even in Arba'in al-Hadith, he mentioned what people do adukum sadaqa, and in your sexual enjoyment with your legally married man, sadaqa is charity. And one of the Sahaba asked, what we understand what you're saying. So it will be enjoyment, and he said, yes. Are you not seeing that if you are having it illegally with somebody that is not a rightful or him, and you are having it with him or her, are you not seeing that you'll be having sin? If you not be having sin, doing it with the person is your what? Rightful owner, or the person that you what? Legally married to. To know that abortion is also not part of what Islam preached. Islam, Prophet Muhammad say in one of his traditions, and giving birth to children. Because I, Muhammad, want to make proud that anybody that is now practicing abortion, that person is toying with the word, the hunger of Allah. That abortion is the day of resurrection. Allah say, He says in one of the Quranic chapter, what is all those things, all those unborn children that you aborted, all of them on that day will block your way. What is our sin before you terminated us? Before you put a stop to our coming to the world? And if it's not taken, they may even deter you from entering the world, the agenda. So another thing that from that ayah that Allah for Islam is what called duty. All those things are the lessons that we are to derive from the ayah, the two ayah that I cited, one in Surah Rum and the one in Surah Baqarah, is what we call homosexuality. All of us know the story of Lot. At least that one. No, they were the first set of people that ever practiced what we call homosexuality. And you are seeing today, even in some country, they legalizing it. They are saying doing that, and it's against the teaching of Islam. Even oral sex, or sex, that is sodomy. All those things are not good. They are having, I'm not saying it categorically, but I believe that we are doing it through the anna that we cited, never want it. Nisa they are your what? They are your garment. Enjoy your what? Your garment, your spouse. Enjoy them and nation it home wherever you like. Excluding the what? The anyone practicing what we call homosexualism with them. Then there's another thing that Islam prevents us from doing. That is what we call, I know, this is a general problem. It is here and there. That is what we call preventing pregnancy, just to using some drugs, even if some scholars diverge on it. But the call Roger, that is the general submission, is that it is not good in Islam, just to be putting a stop. It is not. Preventing pregnancy. تزوجوا وتولدوا فإني بها مكثر بكم الأمم يوم القيامة. And that contraception is, I think, in a sharp line that is, even if some scholars diverge on it, but the truth must be said. That one, let me give out an example. Maybe to serve woman, that is the wife. Maybe she's breastfeeding. How's that? It's that only particularly for birth, giving birth. Even if I'm not seeing anybody, this kind of it have to apply what we call modesty. So all these things following what the fiqh says, I think we are good to go. Even sterilization and contraception, take it and then another way that Islam doesn't want us to what to practice, it discourage some of us. Or even if you know the just because you allow shaitan to be controlling you. Some of us just, you see, them with many what concubines outside there that Yoruba is calling Ali, being promiscuous. Allah doesn't want you to be promiscuous. Look for your own that like, that what I put what we call love, that you find repose in, you find comfort and find security in, not tapping here, tapping there, tap. Another thing that will what deduce from these Quranic verses if some people are practicing it today. All these are about sexuality as far as Islam is concerned. They call themselves not in that doctrine, are trying to practice. Now, I'm talking of the Shiites. You see them, they are the one practicing what we call nikah ul muta'a. And what's the meaning of nikah ul muta'a? Temporary marriage. All these and of having zina. A mean of having zina in style. When they are, for example, now to Abuja and they want to spend a week, they look for a get to marry. Abuja now back to Lagos. Their contract has ended. What's the meaning of that? The meaning is not but in Islam, even if you are traveling, one wife, travel with your wife. If you're having two wives, like ballots, do it a kind of a ballot. Who is going to follow you time around? Another time comes, the second person will follow. And if there are more than 2, 3, 4, then they can be what? Interchanging needs.
This meeting is being recorded.
Or women or mothers. To say she will be having one husband, Andre. Supposed to marry one man. Any other woman that is having another extramarital affairs with another man outside is nothing but zina, as far as Islam is concerned. And it's punishable under this another thing on its own. That is the issue of divorce. There are some things that led to it. There are prerequisites of divorce, but I don't want to go into this one. It's part of what Allah is discussing in that ayah. Because you see some people there, but instead of them to go and look for another man, most especially our women, to look for another one that will marry them, to go and remarry. I'm a single mother. And you are a single mother. Only Allah knows how many number of men are visiting you. Part of what this ayah that I recited is speaking against. Very quick. I've said the issue of they call it. That is for one to say marriage. Allah never wants it. Abstaining oneself from either marriage or say, I don't have anything to do with sexual or sexuality in general. You remain like that. Allah never wants it. It is haram. It's not Quran nor the teaching of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Another thing from that ayah, for those that may in one way or another either practicing this celibacy or practicing something else in the name of I don't have money. And immediately. That is why Allah said, even if you don't have the money, get the person that that you can maintain. You can maintain. Because everything is not about money. It is we that we turn it to something else these days. We are the ones. In prophetic tradition, the best nikah made simple. But we today, if you are not gathering millions, all what you ought not to do, we are not okay. To us, that is not wedding. And for instance, Brother Ramasan says the best wedding is the one that success. All the nikah, if not today, that they too are trying to copy the Western. Well, 5 minutes is too much for them to conduct Salatu Goma Nabi, Angama, Fatia, Angama. That is the best way. Because we are doing, and that knows that he can't afford this person's daughter. So the money involved, in some places, in some customs or traditions, it's as if they are selling the daughter self, the girl, the bill that they will give to the guy. And that is why some direct raping or indirect raping, either direct or indirect, is out of it in Islam. Allah, Prophet Muhammad kick against it. We call it in Sharia. That is zina clause. If only we want to understand Islam and don't say, okay, let's say something we should be teaching ourselves embark on sexual intercourse. No. But we need to know everything that quick is what we call intersexuality. What's the meaning of intersexuality? It is happening in the north. In the north, they call them men who acted like women. We are seeing them. Even in the downward, they've started practicing it. Not these days, not they go. Look at the case of Bobrisky, for example, and all those people that will be trying to be like Bobrisky. It started from somewhere. Once the society cannot curb it, what do we expect? And nowadays, most of our children are thinking to the activities of this guy that is dressing like a woman. Instead of the society to stop buying it, they are celebrating her. People, small children, are trying to be like her, like him. Sorry for saying somebody from Iloni, where I came from, is even trying to be like Bobrisky, and they are even celebrating him in these days. We need to understand this concept very well. It says about sexuality. What Islam says about, he or she will be thinking that maybe they want him or her to come and discuss about how you are to enjoy your wife. How you are with your wife. How you are to what? Have fun with your wife. No. The meaning of this, as far as Islam is, I don't know, maybe if you go to the conventional perspective, or maybe you will be seeing it in such a way. But what we may be thinking. It goes beyond teaching ourselves, and this is the position. No. We need to know everything that can jeopardize our ibadah through this sexuality or sexualism. We need to know all those things. So that is what hitting hammer on this, so that everybody will know what we are discussing. And again, what Allah doesn't want from the verse that because of their urge, even if it's their legally married wife. Allah, a man to be having us with his wife during menstruation, it's a sinful act. Not that only to protect your own, but as far as Islam is concerned, it's a sinful act. We have Quranic ayah backing it up. We have prophetic traditions backing it up. But before we verse 222, 23, or concerning this menstruation, they will come to you, Muhammad, and ask you concerning on menstruation. When they come, be telling them, Kul huwa aza, that it is what? It is harmful to the mother. You may think that you want to enjoy. No. It is harmful. It's a disease. That blood that is coming out is show that you differ yourself away from women when they are embarking on their menstruation. Don't move closer when Allah says, when they become pure, then you can have your fun with them. You can have your sexual min haisu amarakumullah, from that place that Allah ordered you. Of here, not the back, not the anal. Min haisu, from where Allah what made goal for you. When the Allah made legal for you, then you can have whatever you want to do with them from that place. That Allah is saying, Inna Allaha yuhibbu tawabina, because Allah, I love those that are always repenting. Which means anybody that is having sexual intercourse is part of Islam and sexuality. Anybody that is having sexual intercourse is that person a pure person in the sight of Allah. It's not a pure person. It is pure, even pure to of sexual enjoyment. Allahu Akbar. In the next ayah, that 224, Allah is saying, come. That is where I want all of us to pay much or maximum attention. They are like your tails. They are means of enjoyment. They are the only means of what? They are only means of you having sex with. Fatu harthakum and nature. Then enjoy sex. Enjoy your relationship with them the way you like, from where you like. That is Allah. Also, is another concept. If we are to break it down, not the sex. Requisite of sex. We have them even with your legally married wife, of which everybody knows. Not the only person that I want to enjoy. Let her too enjoy you. Not the answer. That's we call those are the things that we call prerequisites. And he says, enjoy your tails how you want it, and let her to enjoy you. That is Islam for you. And the way both of you like, enjoy yourselves. And he ended the verse by saying, وَقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّكُمْ وَبَشِّرِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Sadaqallahu al-azim. He says, وَقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ. Make sure you start with muqaddimah. Even if we are to will not just jump to the prayer and say, I need this. Oh Allah. No. There are muqaddimah. The muqaddimat of prayer is you saying istighfar first. Some numbers, saying la ilaha illallah, some numbers, saying salatu ala nabi, some number before you now say your prayer. And even in sex or sexuality in general, we have what we call muqaddimat. You see, muqaddimu and we want to be shy. Let's be frank with ourselves. All this kissing, romancing, hugging, all are the prerequisites. All are the prerequisites. It may be funny. Someone asked one of the Sahaba, I don't know. حرص لكم فأتوا حرصكم أن شئتم واتقوا الله وقدموا لأنفسكم never start today. It has been there long ago. That Sahaba was asking the Khalifa then, maybe Ali. It means, can we penetrate them with our finger the way we are doing today? And he says, so far Allah, I've said it, start with Fatima, anything you want to do it. That is one of the beauty of Islam. Not today, the Sahaba enjoy their own wives, enjoy themselves the way Allah wants. So when we are talking of Islam and sexuality, how He wants us to practice them. Not that we should be practicing them dogmatically. No, we should practice them in the last want in the Quran and the way Prophet Muhammad practicalized it in his Sunnah. Allahu Akbar. Then there is of which we need to say it, even if it's one. There is one hadith by the wife of Prophet Muhammad. She said, during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, even the women of Ansar shy about asking questions on sexual, anything that is about sexuality. We're not feeling shy, either to ask it directly, to ask her who was the wife of Prophet Muhammad. So this topic is not something that feeling due them to what we call sexual or sex education or sexual education whatsoever. Let's introduce them to it. From the cradle, let them know who to mingle with and who not to mingle with. Let them know all these. Sexuality is not a bad thing, but it's part of learning. But our manner of our approach to them, this matter most. So this topic, I think it is something that it goes beyond what we are saying. Although all what I've said, I may not prepare for it, because I was thinking that the guest speaker will be the one on it. But just because we need to say it and we need to teach ourselves what Islam says about this. So as these Sahaba were not feeling shy, not teaching things like this, even in our societies, in our homes, with our children. Is something that they need to know. And he says, وَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لَهَا عَرْضَةً لِأَيْمَانِكُمْ أَن تَبَرُّوا وَتَتَّقُوا وَتُصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ سَمِيعٌ. That's what he ended the verse with. Not feel shy in making people know the reality. We should not feel shy in telling people Allah wants. Because for doing this the way it's supposed to be done, our children tomorrow will be what? It's against the teaching of Islam. And another thing from this last verse that they are your tilts, they are your means of enjoyment. The only legally approved enjoyment. Even if Islam says that, we all know that Allah, in saying that, never ironically for our men in house. If you know that Allah bless you with power, that ayah is telling you that Allah never stops you from either getting a second wife. If your power goes beyond, when I say power, that ability of your body, your health, your energy, your strength, and capability of your pocket when you are rich enough to take or maintain the home. Because you will see some people today, you will see them having the one that they will call my legal wife. That I married. And after that one, you having some extramarital affairs with Islam. If not because it's quite fortunate that Nigeria is, I didn't mean that we're in an Islamic state. That one has its own punishment. Mainly al-jald, that is flogging, 100 lashes. And some say no. So far he's a married man. And he is feeling the urge to get another one so that he can satisfy himself the way he wants. And he's keeping this one here and he's having other ones that he didn't outside. Al-jald wa rajmu to them. That is 100 lashes and then stoning to death. So if we are in an Islamic state, only Allah knows how many. And as we are speaking, I want all of us to let our conscience be policing us. We mentioned from the beginning, we are not guilty of one in one way or the other. Let our conscience be policing us. This topic, the way we are discussing it, our great scholar, our sheikh, our prof, I always consider myself as a student, always to be learning from those that are learned, like our father. How I wish I had the opportunity of listening to this lecture direct from him, because I know what I put, just something that I quickly prepared now. Nobody knows that the network will disappoint us. So it's something that all of us must take serious. Okay, before going there, if not because of Allah that what guided us all aright, those that they are not well versed the way we are little versed in it. Look at their children. Look at our own children. Look at the way the children. If good care is not taken, they will be the one to don't let me use that word, because if they are good, I pray the Almighty Allah let the future of our children be what? Be good. That's why I quoted that the other time. All these are part of the corruption that Allah is talking of. Not only those that we are talking of, And those ayahs, if you check them all together, they are all saying what? Allah, be sincere with yourself. Be sincere with your spouse. In Yoruba adage, they will say, Ọlọ́run ò fẹ́ràn, ọmọ aráyé ò sì fẹ́ òdodo. Allah are the women in our society that if you didn't lie to them, you will not gain their what? Hearts. Except it, we be standing on our feet and say the truth. The girl that you don't inside you know that you are not having anything good in plan for her. Please don't even go there. It's part of Islam and sexuality that we are talking of. Because the more you keep on being with him or her, and you know that you have nothing to do with him or her, like the woman or the lady, we say, is Mugun. The guy will say, Munjeni. Kogan. This is leading to nothing but distance for the both parties. If you know that you don't have anything to do with a woman, or you know that you have no power to do so, please, for safer side, it's better we do away with it. That is all what Islam is in the name of what? Mawadda. In the name of love. Because what comes after love beyond the love itself? What is beyond that is far away from all what we are thinking. So I think these that I've said, the three ayah that I've quoted and interpreted, and they are enough for us to know that Islam never jokes with sexuality. Islam takes sexual activities so serious than the سبحانك اللهم أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We thank Imam Mabamole Murtala Shuhaib in the absence of our guest lecturer, Professor Abdul Latif Olajileti. Seriously, if we allow you to continue, you just continue to be pouring. We say Jazakumullah khairan. You pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to nourish your knowledge, continue to be with you, and continue to you missing what or wasting much of our time. The time is fast spent, and Maghrib is fast. On this note, I would like to move to the next item, which is the closing remark. May I on this note call on the Chief Missioner in person of Sheikh Abdul Aziz Marufdin. Closing remarks.
Family, you have done wonderfully well. May Allah reward you. We are proud of you. Jazakumullah khairan. Increase in knowledge, may Allah increase in hikmah, may Allah increase in all the good things of life that you are doing. I show appreciation to all the members of the webinar planning committee, led by Imam Olagunju, and all the families of Nasrullah Party. May Allah reward all of you. You have been consistent. Only Allah can. May Allah about making you create time is a mercy of Allah for someone to do whatever is. May Allah reward all the participants, and may Allah add what we have done today to a skill of good deeds to the Qiyamah. And to our dear society, may Allah continue to teach society, may Allah continue to assist all stakeholders, may Allah continue to assist all members of the BOT, the Council of Elders, the Bishop of the Men Affairs Committee, and entire members of Nesbo by the group. Allah Muhammad Nabi Duai, Nabi Jabati. كان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Thank you very much, sir. May Allah continue to be with you, sir. May I on this call you for the closing prayer. Thank you, sir. Imam Isa, allow me the closing prayer. We meet in peace next week, inshallah. Thank you very much.